So let us move on to the method called getroproperty. A very important method. We can treat this as an alternate of your checkpoint, text area checkpoint, or else your default checkpoint, that's called standard checkpoint. So it is a alternate of a checkpoint. So what does a checkpoint exactly do? It will take your inputs, it will try to validate with the application, and it will say it as a pass or fail. In same way, using this get RO properties, we can manage that. So get RO, in this RO stands for runtime. Runtime. So what is the runtime object? The actual object which is existing in your AUT is known as runtime object. So using this get RO property, we can find any property of a runtime object. So let's start with a very basic one. So let me find a height property of OK button. So let me find a height property of OK button which is in this application. So I want to get a height of this OK button. Now let us do this. First, let me add this information into object repository so that I can easily drag it and drop it. What's this? So first of all, let me add this information into repository. Here we go. So I have added information into object repository of this objects. Now I want to know height of this OK button. Very simple here. Height is a property, right? Just create a script and we have a simple syntax get or property of what property you want. Just list the property. You can take it as a text property if you want. If you want a height property, take it as a height, because in this case we are trying to find the height of a OK button. Yes, so we'll get the output. So where you want to take the output to, whether you want to store it in a file or whether you want to read it or whether you want to read it in the console. Okay, so let me take that into X. So whatever comes as a height, I'm going to store that in X, and after that let me print as X. Print X. The height what I am going to get, so literally it will print that. Let me run this. Not only the height property, we can take the text property too. or any property we can take it, like the property which is suitable and the property which is supportive for that object, that property can be literally taken. The height of this OK button is literally 36. Here we go. So not only that, let me take a text property of it. So get RO property of text. So it will display the text property. So this just we are taking this in a console. Now let's try to validate this. Let's try to validate this. The text property is literally okay. Here we go. Now let's try to validate this. So validation, let's take an example of agent name button. I'm expecting the property. Let's take height property of this object as 25. I'm expecting it. I don't know what is the actual height of it. So here, according to the requirements given by the client, the height of this OK button should be, so height of this agent should be 35. 35. That is what I am expecting. Get RO property of height. So let me take this into variable. So it will list out the height, right? So after that, I need to compare it with my expected result. Let me take this into X. So now the height will be stored in X. Let me compare this with my expected result here. So what I am expecting 35, right? If X is equal to 35, so then obviously my test is passed. Then reporter dot report event MIC pass, we are trying to test height not equals to height equals to, I mean to say height equals to height equals to 35. As simple as it. Now else, if it is not equals to 35, then reporter dot report event, it's MIC fail now because it's not equal to 35. It is beyond our expectation. Height actual height equals to ampersand x. Simple. So let me run this test. Before to that, let me change my Windows result settings. Now let me run the test here. It checks with the height, it compares with the expected result what I have given. If it is 35, then it will say it as a pass, else it is going to say it as a fail. Not only saying it as a fail, it will list out what is the actual height of it. The result itself says it's a fail because the height is not 35, right? Have a look on this. So let me go to view and click on expand all and move on to this height checkpoint here. See here, height is a checkpoint. Actual height equals to 42. So that is the reason it has been failed. See here, the text what we have written, the X, actually in this script, the X is the one which captures the height of it. So X is 42. So if 42 is equal to 35, 42 is never equal to 35. So it has been said it's failed, and along with that, it has taken the X of it. So X value is 42. So that the same thing has been printed in your test result window. Now we'll go ahead and we'll see the real-time examples on it, how to work with get our verb property.